I just interrupted two rattlesnakes post-coitus. I thought there was only one. They were sleeping together. If you've never seen two rattlesnakes, you've missed something very amazing. But it's Friday. My name is Jill, and we're doing a weekly catch-up here on the Road Crew Chronicles. But before we go there, we're going to go here and take a deep breath. Hold it for 4, exhale for 4, and we're going to see you on the other side.
Many miles away from home, steps are difficult.
So I was in a hurry because Freedom was sleeping right next to the this big pile where the rats live, and so I was going to bring him inside while I record this because I can't keep my ear and my eye out in terms of what's going on out there. And I saw, oh, it looks like just one rattlesnake, so I pulled him inside, and I was just going to poke it because the older ones tend to take the hint and go away and never see him again. And so I poked it. They split up into two, got really mad, and proceeded to go back into the big wood pile. So bad news, I now have two gigantic rattlesnakes in the wood pile right next to where Freedom sleeps. Good news, hopefully maybe I interrupted before they make rattlesnake babies. I don't know. So today is our weekly catch-up. If you are new, I tend to like to talk to everybody and just sort of answer questions and give updates. And so we're going to get right to it. We also have a kamikaze fly. I couldn't get it killed before. They're the big ones, and they're the big ones, and they get super frantic as they fly around. So you may see it come and go as we speak. They don't like to ever stop moving, so they're hard to catch. So there's a couple just pieces of business I wanted to cover. One is, you can see I have really started to move into a different direction. I'm pretty sure this is it. It feels good. It's uncomfortable. And I'll be putting the real stuff over at the podcast and video over on the website, which I'll be unveiling as we go here. I haven't completely set the new website up yet. So big toe in with the first one that we did yesterday. But I did see a few of you did go over there, so thank you, congratulations, and we'll see where it all goes. I'm excited about it because it feels like, for me, it's the kind of shift that I need to make, because I don't want to be part of the problem, I want to be part of the solution. I just never hear anybody talk about the solution as I understand it to be. So I guess we're going to try that. We'll see how it works as things unfold. But thank you for those of you who are sticking it out. The second thing is I'm taking down the t-shirt, so I appreciate everybody who bought a t-shirt, but the problem ratio to the sales ratio is too high. I don't make any money off of the t-shirts, and it's a third party. I don't have any accountability. I can't control the t-shirt company, I can't control the post office, and I can't control the customer part. So I can't be financially liable for the problems because I don't have a way to manage those, and I'm not making any money on it, so every time there's a problem, it's out of my pocket. So that was not a good plan. So maybe at some point, if I get into a situation where I can absorb the costs of the problems, then we might bring that back. What I think I'll be doing eventually is just creating the logos, and you will be able to print them off and use an inkjet printer and a transfer, and you can make your own t-shirts and memorabilia, which is something I wanted to do anyway, so that it could be more customized. When you do these third-party sites, there's only certain places and certain sizes, and so I thought it would be more fun to be able to print off the decals basically and put them wherever you want. Yes, the fly is very busy. So that's the second thing. So the next thing I wanted to cover is the arm, and that's hence the title, is I really messed up. You know, like all of us, you just sort of push through and just keep doing whatever you have to do, because who needs their right arm if they're right-handed? But I have been on and off with this for about 3 years, and it always gets better after a certain amount of time, and I can go a couple months and not have any problems. And the real problem is because I write by hand. If you've seen me without my shirt, I have a funky bump here where the tendons, like a Popeye muscle, have broken, and they're now disfigured. And you would think that would be enough to make me pay attention, but it wasn't. But I have finally done more research, and what's concerning me is that it actually creates some permanent damage when you don't deal with it. So here we are. So I am trying to actually do some rehabilitative stuff, But typing, I'm trying to learn how to use the mouse with my left hand. The hunt and peck is ridiculous. So the comments and the emails that I have sent out, I know are very poor. But even just a little bit of activity really inflames it more. And the other thing you're noticing is the editing, and almost nothing is happening post-production. It's pretty much straight shots with just a little bit. Because every time I click, right, it's like one more time is not a big deal, but it's hard to get that kind of fine-tuning with my non-dominant hand. So you're seeing a very scaled back version of everything right now because it's that or nothing, and we're just going to keep moving forward, and hopefully I will get it better to a point and then learn how to use it in a new way so that I do not keep creating this problem over and over and over. I don't even practice what I don't preach. Oh well. And so that is takes me to the last piece, is where is all this going from now? And so I'm still, processing. Part of the problem is I have this much in ideas, and I have, this much ability to put them into action right now. But I will continue to do the videos, a few videos a week, probably 1 or 2 podcasts that are for the public, and then everything else will be behind some kind of paywall. Not a lot, but just enough so that people who are only going to be actually interested in what the content is about. So I'm really shifting, the way I'm looking at information and what's valuable. And so, I sort of made that decision, which I'm sure many of you have also come to in your own minds, in terms of your own lives, is I would rather have one person who's really gaining or sees value than trying to talk to 1,000 people who have really very little interest and are just sort of distracted or observational. So I would rather put my energy into the very few than try to be popular, or, as I keep telling you, that my home isn't going to really be on YouTube. But it is a good medium as long as we have it. I think that what's happening is exploding. I think it's indicative of bigger things to come. I think that's partly what's given me permission inside to really start talking not about just what's happening now, but what this next wave is all about. And that's really, the interesting piece when I talked about, in the podcast, the non-human component. That's really what a lot of the social media, I think, is about. It's data collection for not just us. So we'll see how that goes. But that's the future, the way I see it right now. I really want to focus on figuring out how to do face-to-face stuff. My 2 areas that I have been thinking about with the movies will be campfires and campouts, because I like the outside component. So, one night conversations, or several days, kind of a retreat workshop kind of thing. And, I've been really hesitant about doing any face-to-face hands-on stuff, and I don't know why that's shifted in the last couple weeks, but it really has. So I've been working really hard to figure out how I could just sort of stay isolated and not participate, and I've come to the conclusion that I don't think that's where my future is. I still hold my social work license, and so it wouldn't be traditional counseling or therapy or coaching in the traditional sense, but it's just been a really interesting few weeks. A lot of stuff pulled together. I'm still processing it. Still slowly, because I can't do what I normally do to deal with these kind of information downloads. But it's nothing that I expected to think, do, or consider. Who knew, right? But you got to go where life takes you sometimes. So, I don't know if you can see Freedom here. You want to say hi? Freedom hasn't been on camera for a long time. Freedom, come here. Come here. Freedom, come here. Come here. Good boy. Come here. Good boy. He's not going to get up for the camera. He is not a dog that does what he says almost ever. He's very frustrating in that way. But with that, we're going to take one more deep breath for the road here as we kind of wrap it up, and we will see you next time, next week in the videos. But before we do that, we're going to take a second deep breath as I hope you arise with the sun in your eyes, love in your heart, feet firmly on the ground as together we walk on Survival Road. One step at a time. Stay human, live free, and die wild, my friend, and I will see you next time.
Just breathe, just